Hello, everyone. Good morning to those joining us in person at National Children's Museum, and welcome to those joining virtually from all around the world. We are so excited for today's very special program, The Music of Moomin Valley. I'm Meredith with National Children's Museum in downtown Washington, D.C., and now through January 9th, we're honored to have on display the Moomin Animations Thrills and Cuddles exhibit, where you can learn how author Tove Jansson's beloved Moomin books are brought to life using animation. And that's actually what brings us here today. My friends Jarmo and Samuli, who are the composers of the Moominvalley TV series, are joining us all the way from Finland today to share a behind-the-scenes look at how the music of Moomin Valley is created. Everyone, wave to Samuli and Jarmo. Now, before I hand it over to them, let's go over just a few items. Today's program is going to be just about 30 minutes long, and we know that you have questions. So don't worry, there will be time to answer them. For those that are joining in the museum, when I say it's time for questions, just raise your hand. My friend Langley will call on you for you to be able to ask those questions. For those that are watching our live stream on YouTube, have an adult sidekick share your questions with us on Twitter by using the hashtag MoominUSA. Okay, I think that covers everything. Now let's learn about the music of Moomin Valley. Samuli and Jarmo, take it away.
Hi, thanks Meredith. Hi everyone, it's so great to see you all. We've been waiting for this moment. And greetings from Helsinki. My name is Jarmo.
And my name is Samuli, and we are the Moomin Valley composers and musicians. Today we look behind the scenes and share some of the musical secrets of the Moomin Valley series.
Some of you might be familiar with the Finnish Moomin family, but for those of you who are new to the world of Moomins, they were created by a Finnish author and artist, Tove Jansson. I grew up reading her books, and I love her paintings, so she's one of my idols, for sure. Moomins are white and roundish trolls with large snouts. Moomin Valley Animation series is about the adorable, nature-loving, and brave Moomin family, their adventures and friendship.
Now you know a little bit about Moomins, but hey, welcome to our studio. This is our music studio where all the magic happens. This is where we compose and record all the Moomin Valley music. This is in Helsinki on a small island, very nearby Helsinki. Let's look around a bit.
Yeah.
And see all the funny instruments we have here.
Samuli, I think we should move on. So, I have a question for you. Did you recognize any instruments Samuli just showed?
There you go, we're unmuted. Did anyone recognize any instruments or see any weird things that he was playing? You would raise your hand. What did you see? I can't hear you. What did you say? A piano? Yeah, he played a little piano. Did anyone see something that was big and green? Does anyone know what that is? Do you know what that is? No? Sam, could you show us what you were playing that was big and green? What was that?
That suitcase.
A suitcase!
It sounds great.
I use it often as a bass drum. It has traveled around the world with me, and it's such a lovely sound. It's been used a lot in the Moominvalley series and other records.
We really like the suitcase. We think that's cool.
Yay.
Great. It's one of my favorite bass drum sounds. But now we could explain briefly the process of composing for Moominvalley. First, we go through the episode with the directors like Jay Grace, whom you met earlier a couple of weeks ago on a live stream of the museum. We discuss about characters, atmosphere, story arc, seasons, landscapes, anything related to the episode.
First, we create music sketches by recording experiments of the compositions with the computer to an early version of the animation. We already hear the voiceovers of the actors, and they give us lots of information about the rhythm and mood of the scene. Sometimes we also take a look at the concept art pictures. They might give us information about the light and the mood in general. We create the musical mood for the scene and match the lengths and timings of the music to the action and dialogue. And along the way, we discuss with the directors like Jay. And eventually we finalize our music to the final version of the animation. And let's take a look at some of the instruments we have used in the Moominvalley. More fun and weird stuff coming up. My main instrument is drums and percussions, and that's a really wonderful world because you can basically use anything as a percussion instrument. For instance, I've used a lot dried chilies. They are
That's
really
spicy.
Yeah, it's spicy and sounds good. This is one of my favorite. These are bones of a sheep's jaw, actually. You can see little teeth there.
Are those from Iceland?
Yes, Icelandic sheep. They are best sounding sheep in the world. Kimball game. Mixer. Very old one. Kitchen bowl. And this is one of my favorites. It was a plastic cup. My daughter made it to me. It's a very simple self-made instrument. You can use it in many different ways. And I think that in the museum today, you could also build your own instruments in the workshop and just use your imagination. It doesn't need to be complicated. It can be something simple, just to make some small sounds.
When we were kids, we used to build percussion sets from household objects, which I think you have that same.
Yes.
Yeah, it was one of the funniest things, but I think you should consult with your parents first if you go for that.
One more funny thing. This is a scuba diving gas tank. It makes a beautiful sound. What about you, Jarmo? What kind of instruments you have used?
Well, I could show you some of my favorites. Here you can see a mouthpiece and a keyboard, and this is called Andes. I think it sounds a bit like a recorder, doesn't it?
Yeah, recorder with a keyboard. I would have a question for you at this point. What has been your favorite sound so far?
Favorite sounds that they've heard. Did they see anything that they've maybe used before to make sounds in their house? Yes, what have you used before? A what? A piano. Use a piano. He had a fun piano that had a mouthpiece that he blew into to make even cooler sounds. Has anyone used bowls in their house to make sounds? Maybe like drums? Raise your hand if you've done that before. I know I have. Yeah, that was really cool. We liked the mixer when you use the mixer to make noise too.
That's a really funny instrument.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, and here we have this mini harp. You can see that there are several strings, and it makes a beautiful sound. I think this is really good if you want to create a warm and beautiful mood with the music.
Can you tell me what is this?
Yeah.
Looks small.
This is guitarlele. It's kind of like a small guitar, and it's almost like ukulele. And I think we share this interest with Samuli of some unconventional use of the instruments. For example, I like this sound a lot. I'm not sure if you're supposed to play this instrument like that, but this is also a good drum. And I personally love brass instruments, especially trombone. So here is trombone. And talking about unconventional use, sometimes when I warm up, I only use the mouthpiece, and it sounds great. Actually, it sounds a bit funny. And when I'm all warmed up, I can attach it and play some trombone. It's good for marching band music as well.
Okay, what about these instruments that Jarmo just showed to you? What was your favorite?
What are our favorite instruments? Can you raise your hand and tell me what your favorite? What was your favorite? Yes. The piano. I think we have a big piano fan here.
Oh, piano is a great instrument.
Do you like the trombone? We thought the trombone. What did we think the trombone sounded like? Yeah. A big whale. That's a good. It did sound like a big whale. We think the trombone. Did it sound silly? Yeah. It was a funny noise. Those were fun.
Cool. I love the whale sound. Yeah. Okay. Hey, now we could show you some selected scenes from the series. First scene we want to share with you is called Exploring the Lighthouse. And let me tell you about the scene a little bit. Moomin family has just arrived to a mysterious island, and they found an abandoned lighthouse from the island, and they are exploring it. And we would like to introduce you a couple of wonderful instruments that we have used in the scene.
I will introduce you two special instruments. First one would be vibraphone. It's a big one, and it's quite heavy, but it has a wonderful sound.
You can also play vibraphone with the bow, and it sounds quite interesting like this as well.
That's quite haunting. Nice. Harmonium would be one of the instruments that we use almost all the time, because for us it's kind of like the Moominvalley sound. We have pedals, and with pedals I get some air inside the instrument, and it's a keyboard. It's kind of like piano. It sounds like this.
Such a beautiful instrument. Okay, we encourage you to watch these scenes with your ears, not with your eyes. And listen carefully to the music. Can you spot vibraphone and harmonium on the following scene? Take a listen.
Bless my tail. Come on, let's go up. Everything's exactly the way I imagined it. Couldn't be better.
Frightful things have happened here. And there's worse to come.
Wow, did you spot the vibraphone and harmonium in the music?
Did anyone hear those sounds that they played before the clip started? Raise your hand if you heard any of the sounds. Did you recognize any of them? You listened with your ears? Yeah, a couple. What was the mood? What did that scene make you feel? Was it a little... Was it silly? Was it happy? Was it spooky? Yeah, it was a little bit spooky, and I think the music helped with that.
Yeah, it was a little bit spooky.
Sometimes when it gets too scary, we use some funny instruments to make the scene less scary. And one would be playing pizzicato with this baroque cello, viola da gamba. And it's other instrument that Samuli likes to use is wood blocks. And this is what they sound together. And we used those on the scene that you just saw. It sounds like this. And of course, you can play viola da gamba or baroque cello with a bow, and it sounds like this.
And now everyone raise your hand if you recognized wood blocks and this pizzicato gamba in the scene we just watched. Did you hear them? Yay! Okay, let's watch another scene. It's called The Miraculous Sign. Moomin Papa has just found a very mysterious pond on that very same island. And we will show you two other magical and unique instruments that were used in that scene. One of them is called chroma harp. It looks like this. It's a magical harp.
I can push some buttons and make some chords with chroma harp, and it sounds like this.
That's beautiful. And the next instrument is one of my favorite electronic instruments ever. It's so cool. It's called theremin. Jarmo, could you tell us about the theremin a little bit?
Yes, theremin was invented and designed by a Russian scientist in New York some 100 years ago. And this instrument was first built as a burglar alarm. So you can imagine entering a house and you can hear the sound. And I am not even touching the instrument. And it became a musical instrument. It's very difficult to play, but this is what it sounds like.
That's so strange and so cool. Okay. Before we watch the next scene, listen carefully. Can you spot theremin and chroma harp in the music? Let's watch the scene.
I'm sorry. Did you say something? Whoa! A sign. The island has spoken, and it wants me to stay.
Where did you find that?
So, we have a question for you. Did you spot chroma harp and theremin in the music?
You did.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they sound great. Such a mystical instruments. Every Moominvalley character have their own theme, and we are often using the themes almost unnoticeably. We alter how the character theme sounds and how it's presented depending on the character's current mood and role in the story. We could show you a couple of particular themes, and first one would be Moomin Pappa's theme.
Yeah, you just saw Moomin Pappa, and he's an eccentric adventurer and a philosopher. And I will play his musical theme with harmonium first. And Moomin Pappa's theme was played on the earlier scene with theremin because we wanted to make it sound a bit spooky. So Moomin Pappa's melody again. Thank you.
It sounds almost like some opera singer from outer space, I think. And the next theme we would like to show you is, our next character is Little Mai. She is very small but fierce and brutally honest.
Her theme is just a couple of notes. Whenever we see Little Mai appearing, we might use these notes.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound that fierce.
That's right. That's because it wasn't played by electric guitar. This is what Little Mai actually sounds like. So a little bit of rock and roll. That's a little bit more fierce.
Yes, it certainly is. Okay, we would like to explain you a funny term that composers use, and it's called Mickey Mousing. We use Mickey Mousing in the music when we want to follow the character's movement or action very precisely with the music. That is called Mickey Mousing. We would like to show you how Mickey Mousing is done with a very simple example. And Jarmo here in the studio could act either Moomin Pappa or Little Mai for you. And the question is which character he should be playing, Moomin Pappa or Little Mai.
To be Moomin Pappa or Little Mai? Little Mai was the one with the electric guitar. Do you want to tell me?
Little Mai.
Little Mai.
Ooh, Little Mai. Okay, that's cool. We are just showing you the example of how Mickey Mousing is done and what does it mean. But I'm not the guitar player, so I'm going to do it with my instruments. and Jarmo will be moving like Little Mai.
Yeah, I'm concentrating on this acting scene. I'm supposed to be really tiny, so maybe this is Little Mai.
Something like that.
Thank you. So how was it?
We can't hear you.
Applause! Let's give him a round of applause again! Yay!
I did my very best. See you in Oscar Gala. We still have one more selected scene for you, and it's called Fire Spirits Sacrifice. Fire spirits live in volcanoes, and the Moomin family becomes friends with one special fire spirit who makes a sacrifice to save Moominvalley. And it's one of my favorites. It's very emotional, and music will guide you through the emotions. And now, again, we would like to remind you to watch the scene with your ears, not eyes. And the question would be, do you notice when the music takes over, and how does it make you feel?
Hold fast. Surf's up.
Whoa! Watch out for the rocks!
Those aren't rocks.
They're fire spirits!
Ah, I remember seeing fire spirits close to the Great Magma Peninsula. Once they've had their eruption, they seem happy enough to fall into the water and fade away. It's believed they turn into sea spooks.
Look! Isn't that our fire spirit? She moved the eruption and saved the valley.
Kindness spreads like wildfire. We just struck the match.
Hold on, everyone. We're going in.
So, did you notice when the music took over, and how did it make you feel?
How did that make you feel when the music started playing? How did it make you feel about the fire spirits that were falling into the water? Did you feel maybe inspired and proud of them? They saved the valley. Yeah, we felt inspired. That music made us feel really inspired.
Oh, that sounds really sweet.
That's lovely.
Yeah, the most important most important thing with the score music is to support the story, and sometimes it means really highlighting the emotions to help you to sympathize with the characters. And this is what we try to do with the fire spirit, especially when fire spirit is passing by the Moomin family and making the sacrifice.
Yeah, kind of like light as feather, making a really beautiful thing, and it's a bit sad as well, but one of my favorite scenes.
Beautiful, but a little bit sad too.
Happy sad.
Yeah. Okay, would you have any questions at all at this point before we are heading to the last section of our lovely meeting? Any questions?
Does anyone have any questions before we make music with our friends in Finland? Any questions for them? I'd like to know what instruments you played when you were younger, when you were maybe the age of some of the children here today.
I've always played drums and percussions. I was like 3 or 4 or something like that when I decided that I'm going to be drummer and percussion player. And that's how I started. And nowadays I'm playing other instruments as well, but they are still my main instruments. I think Jarmo has played thousands of instruments, but you can
not thousands, but hundreds maybe. Well, when I was 6, I told my mother that I want to be a guitar player and father. And I want to have a daughter and a son. And I have 2 sons and 1 daughter, and I play the guitar.
How many guitars do you have?
I think I have 14 different guitars. They're all different, so I really need to have all those 14 guitars to be
14 guitars! Wow.
Yeah. I also studied cello, trombone, piano, and I used to sing in a choir. So I think the nicest thing about music is to do it together, to play together.
We agree.
We would like to talk about the sound of music and sounds that can be used for music a little bit.
Although we enjoy silence very much, we are very excited about all kinds of sounds. Electronics, toys, furniture, different materials work as potential instruments for us. And many urban sounds and sounds of nature can be really inspiring. And they sound like music to us, whether it's car engine, washing machine, snoring, birds, wind, rain. And I wonder, this is a question for you, what kind of sounds do you find interesting in your environment?
What sounds do you maybe hear here at the museum today or at home that you think are really interesting? Anyone over there too? Any adults? City buses. We like the sound of city buses. I think I can recreate the DC bus. It's the whoa, 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 whoa.
That sounds like music to us.
I hear it all night outside my house.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that brought their own shakers that they made next door that they are very excited to play.
Great.
So
maybe, we will play.
Yeah, let's have a jam session together.
Does anyone want to come join us for a jam session? We're all going to play music together. We have some friends that are coming together in the middle. Do you guys want to come play some music with us? I know you made your instruments that you want to come play. Come on over.
I think the name of our band could be Helsinki, Washington D.C. Orchestra.
Yes, I love it. Yeah, you guys can grab some instruments from inside the bin, and we're going to wait to play. We're going to listen to our friends in Helsinki. They're going to tell us when we're going to start playing the instruments, okay? I'm going to mute us over here so you guys can give us some instructions.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
That looks really great. And we want to encourage you also to use anything. It doesn't need to be an instrument. It could be just your body or your voice or anything near to you, pillow or carpet or the floor or the wall, anything, your clothes. So let's start by just listening the silence. We need to start from the silence.
Music always starts from silence.
And then when we have the silence, we would like to hear you to play something very quiet with anything around you.
Can we play
Quiet
very
sounds.
quiet?
Quiet sounds. Let's make quiet sounds.
Quiet sounds. Those are great quiet sounds. Great job, everyone.
Sounds good.
That sounds like music to us. It's beautiful. Thank you. It's nice how you are listening to what the others are doing at the same time.
I think now it's our turn. Jarmo, let's make quiet sounds. So now you can listen, and while we make some quiet sounds to you. It's something we have here. Okay, how did that sound to you? Good? Bad?
Yeah, they said quiet. It sounded good and quiet. We like the spoons. Yeah, thumbs up.
Spoons make great instruments. You can use them in so many ways. Okay, then let's make loud sounds with anything around you. It can be your voice too.
Overseas jam session. We.
Sounds great. Yay! Thank you, everyone.
We have an orchestra.
That was beautiful, everyone. You did a wonderful job.
It's been so lovely to share these musical moments with you. We're so happy that you joined us today. Thank you, everyone.
I think that we have some future composers and musicians among us. That was awesome. Good job,
Thank
everyone.
you, everyone. Thank you.
That's it for today, folks. Samuli and Jarmo, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to our partners at the Embassy of Finland and at Gutsy Animations for helping bring today's program to life. Lastly, most importantly, thank you to everyone who's joining us both in person at the museum and virtually. We hope that you enjoyed learning more about the fun, secrets, and cool instruments behind the music of Moomin Valley. So you can join us in December for a very special Moomin Christmas program on December 11th. You can head to our website to learn more about the event and RSVP. And we can't wait to see you there. Thank you again for coming and have a great day, everyone. Bye. Thanks, Samuli and Jarmo.
Thank you.